Hello and welcome to Elder Insights. I hope you're doing well today. It's always a pleasure to have you with us on this journey to better health and well-being. Now, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever enjoyed a plate of eggs in the morning with your favorite side dish, only to feel tired or sluggish later in the day? Or maybe you've been eating the same foods for years, thinking they're healthy, but something just doesn't feel quite right. Well, you might be surprised to learn that certain food combinations, especially when you're over 60, can have a serious impact on your health. In today's video, we're going to reveal 3 foods you should never eat with eggs, and why combining these with your breakfast might be causing more harm than good. Yes, you heard that right. These common combinations could be impacting your energy, your digestion, and even your long-term health. I know how important it is for us to feel good and stay strong as we age. That's why today we're diving into some surprising facts and breaking down exactly what foods can interfere with nutrient absorption and leave you feeling drained. This is not just about choosing the right foods, it's about making sure your meals support your health in the best way possible. So stick around, because the last tip will surprise you. Before we get started, I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you've ever experienced something like this, drop a comment below. And remember, if you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support motivates us to keep creating valuable content just for you. And if you like, comment with a 1 inch if you agree, or a 0 inches if you don't. We're always looking to improve and make content that's right for you. So grab a seat and let's get started. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with simple, actionable tips that can make a big difference in how you feel every day. Stay tuned till the end. You won't want to miss the most surprising tip we have in store for you. 1. Eggs and white bread, the hidden blood sugar trap. Many of us have that simple, comforting breakfast routine, waking up early, enjoying a warm cup of tea or coffee, and sitting down to a plate of eggs with soft white bread. It's satisfying, quick, and for many it's a traditional choice that feels like home. There's something about this combination that brings a sense of comfort and warmth. But what if I told you that this seemingly harmless breakfast might actually be doing more harm than good? Eggs are packed with protein, vitamins, and nutrients, making them a solid choice for breakfast. White bread, though, has been a staple in kitchens for generations. It's soft, familiar, and pairs perfectly with eggs, right? But here's the thing. While it might taste good and feel comforting, white bread is made from refined flour, which means most of the nutrients have been stripped away. This is a big problem, because when we eat refined carbohydrates like those in white bread, they can cause a rapid increase in our blood sugar levels. It's almost like a roller coaster. You eat the bread, your blood sugar spikes, and then crashes soon after, leaving you feeling tired and sluggish. Now let me share a story about someone many of us can relate to. George is in his late 60s and has been eating eggs and white bread for breakfast for years. It's been his go-to, and he loves the simplicity of it. But recently, George started feeling more tired than usual, especially after breakfast. By mid-morning, he found himself feeling irritable and struggling to focus. At first, he thought it was just part of aging, but the tiredness didn't go away. Instead, it only got worse. One day, George went to see his doctor and found out something that surprised him. His blood sugar levels were bouncing up and down, and these spikes and crashes were making him feel drained. His doctor explained that when you eat refined carbohydrates like white bread, it messes with your insulin response over time, making it harder for your body to regulate blood sugar levels. This could lead to insulin resistance, which is a major risk factor for type 2 diabetes. And as we get older, our metabolism slows down, making it even more important to manage our blood sugar levels carefully. So, George, determined to feel better, made a decision to change his breakfast routine. He didn't want to give up his beloved eggs, but he knew he had to make some smarter choices. He started swapping out the white bread for whole grain bread. Whole grains have more fiber, which helps slow down the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream. He also added some fruit, like berries, to his meal, bringing in natural sweetness and vitamins to give him a more sustained boost of energy. The difference was almost immediate. George noticed that he felt less sluggish after breakfast, and his energy levels stayed steady throughout the morning. His mood was more stable, and he was able to focus better at work. In fact, he started feeling a lot more energized during the day and less likely to get that afternoon slump that had been bothering him for so long. For those of us over 60, it's crucial to pay attention to how our bodies react to the foods we eat. Research shows that maintaining stable blood sugar levels is essential for aging adults. A study from the American Diabetes Association found that diet plays a critical role in managing blood sugar and preventing diabetes. You don't have to completely overhaul your diet or give up your favorite foods. If you find yourself feeling sluggish or irritable after breakfast, it might be time to reconsider your meal choices. Try swapping out white bread for whole grain options, or add some natural fruits to your plate. These simple adjustments can help you feel more vibrant, energized, and ready to take on the day. It's important to recognize that certain food combinations can also hinder our ability to absorb essential nutrients. Let's now turn our attention to another common breakfast pairing, eggs and soy products, and explore how this combination can affect our nutrient absorption. 2. Eggs and soy products, nutrient blockers. You might think that pairing eggs with soy products like tofu or soy milk is a great choice for breakfast. Both are rich in protein, and we know how important protein is as we age. Protein helps us maintain muscle mass, supports our bones, and keeps us strong and healthy. So it makes sense to combine these two, right? But here's something that might surprise you. Despite the nutritional benefits, this combination could actually be hindering your body's ability to absorb essential nutrients. Soy products like tofu and soy milk contain compounds called trypsin inhibitors. These inhibitors can interfere with the protein digestion process by blocking the enzymes your body needs to break down protein properly. So when you combine soy with eggs, both of which are rich in protein, you might be making it harder for your body to absorb the protein effectively. For seniors, maintaining muscle strength is particularly important, as our muscle mass naturally declines with age, and protein plays a vital role in keeping our muscles strong. Let me tell you about Marlene, a woman in her early 70s, who, like many of us, tries to make the healthiest choices she can. For breakfast, she often pairs scrambled eggs with a serving of tofu and a glass of soy milk, thinking she's getting the best of both worlds. But over time, something strange started happening. Despite eating what she thought was a balanced, protein-packed breakfast, Marlene began feeling weaker than usual. Her muscles didn't feel as strong, and she found it harder to get through the day without feeling exhausted. Marlene decided to visit her doctor to figure out what was going on. After some tests and discussions, her doctor explained something that Marlene didn't know. The combination of eggs and soy products could be blocking her body's ability to absorb protein properly. The trypsin inhibitors in the soy products were making it harder for her to get the full benefit from the protein in the eggs. For Marlene, who needed every bit of protein she could get to maintain her muscle strength, this was a big issue. As we get older, our bodies naturally lose muscle mass, a condition known as sarcopenia. This can make us more prone to falls and frailty, which is why it's so important to get enough protein to counteract this loss. The National Institutes of Health have done studies that highlight how crucial protein is for seniors to maintain strength and prevent muscle loss. And the best way to make sure you're getting the most from your protein is to eat foods that support optimal protein absorption. After learning this, Marlene made a small but impactful change. She didn't want to give up her love for tofu and soy milk, but she realized that pairing them with eggs wasn't the best choice. Instead of having them together, she started eating eggs and tofu separately. On days when she enjoyed eggs, she would pair them with whole grain toast or avocado, foods that don't interfere with protein absorption. When she wanted tofu or soy milk, she'd eat them at a different time of day, giving her body time to properly absorb the nutrients. The results were noticeable. Marlene felt stronger and more energized throughout the day. Her muscles became more toned, and she noticed she could easily do things like walking and lifting groceries without feeling as exhausted. By making this simple change, she was able to improve her overall health and energy levels. For seniors, it's crucial to maintain muscle strength and overall health, and making small adjustments to your diet can have a lasting impact. If you've noticed any changes in your muscle strength or energy levels, it's worth thinking about how your food choices might be affecting you. Small tweaks to your meals could be the key to feeling your best and staying strong as you age. So if you're enjoying your tofu and eggs for breakfast today, it might be worth considering how you can adjust the timing of these foods to help your body absorb the protein more effectively. You don't have to give up your favorite foods, just be mindful of when and how you eat them. With just a few mindful changes, you can ensure you're getting the most out of your meals and your health. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 inches below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support allows us to continue sharing valuable insights and inspiration with you. Let's keep moving forward together. 3. Eggs and tea, a surprising nutrient blocker. Many of us enjoy the comforting combination of a warm cup of tea and eggs in the morning. Whether it's black tea or green tea, there's something about the rich aroma and soothing warmth that pairs perfectly with a plate of scrambled or poached eggs. It's a satisfying way to start the day, right? But what if I told you that this popular breakfast choice might actually be interfering with your body's ability to absorb important nutrients? Eggs are a fantastic source of protein and iron, which are essential for maintaining energy and cognitive function, especially as we age. Iron is especially crucial for seniors, as it helps us stay alert and prevents fatigue. However, tea, especially black and green tea, contains something called tannins. These tannins are a type of polyphenol, and while they give tea its distinct flavor, they can also bind to the iron in your eggs and prevent your body from absorbing it properly. Let's look at Betty's story to understand this better. Betty is in her 70s and, like many of us, she enjoys starting her day with eggs and a steaming cup of green tea. She's always believed this to be a nutritious breakfast, giving her the energy she needs to get through the day. But over time, Betty started to feel more tired than usual. Her energy levels dropped, and she found herself reaching for naps by midday, something she hadn't done before. At first, she thought it was just part of getting older. But when her fatigue didn't improve, she decided to ask her doctor about it. Her doctor ran some tests and explained that Betty's iron levels were lower than expected. The issue, the doctor explained, was that the tannins in her green tea were likely interfering with the absorption of iron from her eggs. For seniors like Betty, who need iron to stay energized and mentally sharp, this could have a significant impact. This isn't just Betty's problem. Studies show that many seniors experience low iron levels, which can lead to fatigue, weakness, and difficulty concentrating. A study by the National Institutes of Health found that iron deficiency is quite common in older adults, and it can really affect quality of life. So, what does this mean for us? If you're someone who enjoys both tea and eggs in the morning, you might be unintentionally hindering your body's ability to absorb the iron and protein in your eggs. Betty, after hearing this, made a small but important change. She started drinking her green tea about 30 minutes after finishing her breakfast, instead of having it right alongside her eggs. She also made sure to add more iron-rich foods into her diet, like spinach and legumes, to help support her iron levels. Within a few weeks, Betty noticed a big improvement. She felt more energized, her fatigue diminished, and she could focus better throughout the day. She also found that she didn't feel the need for a nap as often anymore. What Betty's story teaches us is that sometimes small adjustments can make a big difference in how we feel. So if you've been enjoying your eggs and tea together for years, try separating them by just 30 minutes and see how your energy levels improve. By being more mindful of the way different foods interact with each other, you can maximize the nutrients you get from your meals and feel more energized throughout the day. Giving your body some time to absorb the nutrients from your eggs before you enjoy your tea might help you get the most out of both. Your body will thank you for it, while there are a few combinations you should avoid. The next food combination we're going to discuss shows us how we can enhance the nutritional value of our meals with simple yet powerful pairings. 1. Egg and pumpkin. A nutrient-packed powerhouse pumpkin is a vibrant, nutrient-rich vegetable that becomes even more valuable as we age. Packed with beta-carotene, pumpkin is converted by the body into vitamin A, which is essential for maintaining healthy vision. This becomes especially important as we grow older, as our eyesight tends to change over time. Age-related issues like macular degeneration and cataracts are common, and they can affect our quality of life. But here's where pumpkin comes in. Its antioxidant properties help reduce the risk of these age-related eye conditions, making it a powerful food for preserving good vision. When paired with eggs, this combination becomes a true powerhouse. Eggs are not only a great source of protein, but they also provide healthy fats, which are vital for maintaining brain health and muscle strength. For seniors, maintaining muscle mass is a key concern, as it naturally decreases with age. Eggs help support our muscle maintenance and cognitive function, both of which are crucial as we age. Let's look at Mary's story to see how this combination made a difference. Mary, an 80-year-old woman from Florida, had always been interested in maintaining her health through diet. One day, she came across an article highlighting the benefits of combining eggs with pumpkin. Intrigued, she decided to try making a pumpkin and egg soup for breakfast. Not only did she enjoy the warm, nutrient-packed meal, but she also noticed some immediate positive changes. Mary's energy levels improved throughout the day. She no longer felt as strained when reading in the evening, something she had been struggling with for years. Her eyes didn't feel as tired or dry, and her overall mood lifted. Mary realized that the simple change in her diet was helping her maintain both her physical health and mental clarity as she navigated the challenges of aging. The lesson here is clear. Don't be afraid to experiment with different food combinations that can support various aspects of your health. Combining eggs with colorful vegetables like pumpkin can improve digestion, boost energy levels, and protect your eyesight, all of which are essential for seniors. In fact, studies have shown that nutrient-rich meals, such as those combining eggs with vegetables like pumpkin, can reduce the risk of chronic conditions common in older adults, including heart disease, diabetes, and obesity. By focusing on balanced meals that provide a mix of protein, vitamins, and minerals, seniors can optimize their health and enjoy a higher quality of life. Research indicates that seniors who follow a nutrient-dense diet tend to experience better outcomes in terms of longevity and overall well-being. It's important to remember that small dietary changes, like adding nutrient-packed ingredients to your meals, can have a significant impact on your overall health. In conclusion, combining eggs with pumpkin offers a simple yet effective way for seniors to support their health. This pairing not only provides essential nutrients for the eyes, muscles, and brain, but also offers a delicious and satisfying meal that can easily fit into your daily routine. So next time you're planning your meals, consider trying this wonderful combination. Embrace the benefits of vibrant, health-boosting foods that will keep you feeling strong, energized, and ready to face the challenges of aging. Now that we've seen how the pairing of eggs and pumpkin can support eye health and energy levels, let's shift our focus to another dynamic duo, eggs and avocado. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 inches below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. 2. Eggs and avocado, a heart-healthy combination. One food combination that's particularly beneficial for heart health is eggs and avocado. You might already know that avocado is packed with healthy fats. But did you know these fats can help lower bad cholesterol levels and promote a healthy heart? Avocado contains monounsaturated fats, which are the type of fats that can reduce your risk of heart disease. These fats help lower the bad cholesterol and support the function of your cardiovascular system. When paired with eggs, which are an excellent source of high-quality protein and essential vitamins, this combination becomes a heart-healthy powerhouse. Eggs provide the protein needed to maintain muscle mass and support bodily functions, both of which are important as we age. But that's not all. This combination also helps provide steady, sustained energy throughout the day. The healthy fats in avocado and the protein in eggs work together to keep you feeling full and satisfied, without the energy crashes that can happen when eating processed carbs or sugars. This is particularly important for seniors, as maintaining stable energy levels can help you stay active, independent, and mentally sharp. Let me share the story of John, a 75-year-old man from Texas. John had always been concerned about his cholesterol levels, which had been high for a number of years. After hearing about the heart-healthy benefits of eggs and avocado, he decided to incorporate this combination into his daily routine. John noticed a difference fairly quickly. Not only did he feel more energized throughout the day, but he also found that his cholesterol levels began to stabilize. The healthy fats in avocado and the protein in eggs helped him maintain a balanced, nutritious diet that supported both his heart health and overall well-being. In addition to heart health, the combination of eggs and avocado also supports brain function. As we age, cognitive decline becomes a concern for many, and the healthy fats in both avocado and eggs are vital for maintaining brain health. Studies have shown that monounsaturated fats and omega-3 fatty acids found in eggs can improve memory, focus, and cognitive function. For seniors, keeping the mind sharp is just as important as keeping the body strong. What we can learn from John's story is that making small changes in your diet can have a significant impact on your overall health. If you're someone who has been concerned about your heart health, adding eggs and avocado to your meals is an easy, delicious, and effective way to support your cardiovascular system. Whether you enjoy it as a breakfast, snack, or part of a meal, this combination provides essential nutrients that can help you feel energized, maintain a healthy weight, and keep your heart and mind in good shape. So, the next time you're planning a meal, consider adding eggs and avocado to your plate. Whether you enjoy them in a sandwich, a salad, or as part of your breakfast, this heart-healthy duo can give you the energy and nutrients you need to stay strong, active, and healthy as you age. While eggs and avocado offer us the heart-healthy fats and energy we need to feel strong and energized, it's also essential to focus on our bone health as we age. 3. Eggs and cheese, a winning combo for bone health. As we get older, one of the most important things we need to pay attention to is our bone health. Bone density naturally decreases with age, which can lead to conditions like osteoporosis and fractures. However, the good news is that the foods we eat can play a significant role in protecting and strengthening our bones. One combination that's particularly beneficial for bone health is eggs and cheese. Eggs are an excellent source of vitamin D, a nutrient that helps our bodies absorb calcium. Calcium is essential for building and maintaining strong bones. But without enough vitamin D, our bodies struggle to make the most of the calcium we consume. This is where cheese comes in. Cheese is rich in calcium, and when combined with eggs, it creates a powerful bone-strengthening duo. Together, eggs and cheese provide the nutrients needed to support bone density and reduce the risk of fractures as we age. Let's look at Jack's story. Jack is a 70-year-old man from Texas who enjoys cooking and has always tried to stay active. However, over the past few years, he started noticing that his joints were feeling stiffer and his bones weren't as strong as they once were. Jack had heard about the importance of calcium and vitamin D for bone health, but he never really paid much attention to how his diet could impact his bones. One day, he came across some information about how eggs and cheese can help strengthen bones. So he decided to make a change. Jack started adding cheese to his scrambled eggs in the morning, and even began experimenting with making omelets with spinach and tomatoes. Not only did he find the meals delicious, but over time, Jack began to notice a significant improvement in how he felt. His bones felt stronger, and the joint pain that had been bothering him for years started to fade. Jack was amazed by how such a small change in his diet could have such a profound impact on his overall well-being. Research supports the idea that calcium and vitamin D are critical for maintaining strong bones as we age. Studies have shown that seniors who get adequate amounts of calcium and vitamin D are less likely to develop osteoporosis or experience bone fractures. In fact, getting these nutrients from food sources, like eggs and cheese, is often more effective than relying solely on supplements. Incorporating nutrient-rich foods into your diet is a simple and delicious way to help protect your bones. If you're looking to add more bone-strengthening foods to your diet, consider incorporating eggs and cheese into your meals. Whether you add cheese to your scrambled eggs, make an omelet with your favorite vegetables, or simply enjoy a slice of cheese with your eggs. This combination is both tasty and nourishing. By including these nutrient-packed foods in your diet, you're helping to protect your bones and overall health as you age. The combinations we talked about today might seem harmless, but they can have a serious impact on your health. By being mindful of what you eat and how you pair your foods, you can support better digestion, energy levels, and long-term well-being. The lesson here is simple. Small changes in your food choices can make a big difference in how you feel every day. If you're someone who enjoys eggs for breakfast, try swapping out those food combinations we mentioned and see how you feel. You might be surprised at how much more energized and balanced your day can be. Remember, it's never too late to make small adjustments that support your health. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give us a thumbs up and share it with someone who could benefit from this information. Also, don't forget to leave a comment below. Comment 1 inch if you've tried any of these tips, or 0 inches if you haven't yet. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Your feedback helps us create even better content for you. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe to Elder Insights. We're here to provide you with valuable health tips, life advice, and more to help you live your best life. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, take care and stay healthy.